to be home in Southern California, back at the Big A, where tonight the Angels begin a patriotic weekend series with the Baltimore Orioles. And despite losing the last two, the Angels still have first place by a half game over the Texas Rangers. The Rangers are off tonight. They'll host Tampa Bay tomorrow. Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Physiak. This is Rex Hudler. The Angels will pay tribute to our great nation throughout this weekend. Giveaways, two great fireworks shows, and, of course, a first-place team in the American League West.
That's right. It's been exciting. Despite the last two losses, Fizz, they're still in the last 18 games 13-5, and it's been nice to see. And one of the reasons is Juan Rivera. This guy, they gave him a 3-year contract in the offseason because they knew he had the thump. How about last night off their closer? 3-run homer. Tied the game. Juan Rivera's been in fuego, hot. He was the best hitter in the American League as far as production goes with 24 ribbies in June. 8 home runs. He's supplying all that. And let's not forget the 5 outfield assists and his good defense he's playing. That's amongst the top 10 in the American League. Juan Rivera's been a big reason.
On the pitching side, John Lackey will go tonight. He's pitched very well his last 3 games, and his catcher Mike Napoli said fastball command is his key.
Okay, now those spring training starts are over for Big John Lackey. It's time for him to continue to pitch and stay down in that strike zone just like he did last Saturday against Arizona. He was tough. He had that breaking ball working. He's got a good two-seamer when he stays out of the middle of the plate, but he's a tough competitor. Also, look at the defensive skills he's showing. That nice little double play will help Big John, but he needs to continue to lead this team and have a similar outing like he had in Arizona to get this first game of this 4-game series.
We're seeing that edge again in John Lackey, and he knows he'll face the ace of the Baltimore Orioles. That's Jeremy Guthrie, who won 10 games last year. But the O's are always having a difficult time in this ballpark. The Angels have won 14 of the last 19 versus the O's at the Big A.
That's 1 month off, Fizz. Bam, one take and done.
Yep.
One and done.
Yeah. All right. Angels baseball is Angels baseball is brought to you by Howard's, official appliance and flat screen superstores of the Angels. By Carl's Jr., the teriyaki $6 burger with grilled pineapple, back at Carl's Jr. And by Aflac, we've got you under our wing. Welcome back to the Big A, where this ballpark, this atmosphere was just rated the best fan experience in sports. And tonight, Angel Stadium and the Halos host the Baltimore Orioles. Tonight's broadcast is on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces serving in 177 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. Welcome. And during tonight's national anthem performance, the U.S. Navy Leapfrogs landed in the stadium to kick off Patriotic Week at the Big A. Here's a look at the Orioles lineup. Brian Roberts, Adam Jones. Look at those numbers for a guy who's just 23 years old, out of Morse High School in San Diego. Nick Markakis will go 3, then Aubrey Huff, Nolan Reimold, and Luke Scott, who's having a heck of a year. Ty Wigginton, Matt Wieters, and Robert Andino. For the Angels, the guy who will try and keep them quiet is that guy from Abilene, Texas, Big John Lackey.
All right, Big John, he's going to go ahead and establish that two-seam fastball on both sides of the plate. He's got a good curveball. That's his strikeout pitch. Watch that when he needs it. However, he likes to use the fastball first time through, but he's been mixing them up earlier a little bit in the first time through the order. But Big John Lackey's got a changeup he'll use effectively, occasional sliders into lefties, but he'll have to be careful for the left-handed batters. The left-handed batters are hitting 350 and with 5 home runs, so he'll have to kind of keep it tight on those two guys, especially Luke and Markakis. Defensively, the Angels look good. They got some strong arms out there. Abreu's got 6 outfield assists. Juan has 5. So they've been throwing some guys out. You got Napoli behind there. He's in there for his power. But overall, the Angels' defense has been really nice. It's been up at the top third of the pack in the American League over the last few weeks, and that goes hand in hand with pitching.
Angels at 42-34, a half-game lead on the Texas Rangers. First batter, tough leadoff guy, and Brian Roberts is batting .278 with 7 home runs this year. And he will score you some runs. He is third in the American League in that department with 57. Fouls the next pitch back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, he's your typical type leadoff man. He's got good speed. He's got a good level swing from both sides of the plate. And they like to see him get on if they can. He's been going through a little bit of a spell. He just broke out of a long spell he's been in, an 0 for drought.
He pops it up into center field. Torrey Hunter trots on, makes the catch for the first out of the ball game. Angels are 13-5 their last 18 games and are 18-10 since May 30th, when they took a 5.5 game deficit and turned it into a 2.5 game lead. Then they lost their last 2 to the team they're contending with, the Texas Rangers. The Rangers have today off. They will host Tampa Bay starting a 3-game series tomorrow. Here's a kid they really love, Adam Jones. What a player.
Well, I'll say, he's a young guy, and when they got him in Baltimore a year ago, they hit him down in the order. But since he's been in that second spot, he's got some good hitters behind him. He's much more confident. He's coming into his own. He's always had the defensive capabilities, and he's shown that, robbing home runs and the range he can cover. Man, Terry Crowley, their hitting coach for a long time, told me that this kid is a dynamite package when he gets that offense together, and it's starting to show this year.
He was with Seattle, the top pick and their top outfield prospect, along with George Sherrill, who was a setup guy in Seattle, and Chris Tillman, who is a minor league pitcher. All 3 were packaged by Seattle to get Eric Bedard, and Jones was the gem in the mix, and they've all paid off. Tillman's still a top prospect from the Orioles organization. Sherrill has become their closer, and this guy might rule center field for 10-15 years.
What a nice deal for Baltimore. Hasn't really worked out like Seattle has wanted to with Bedard, but this year at least he's pitching. Last year he didn't hardly pitch at all.
Lackey's 2-2 is a fastball line right back to John, and he's speared it out of midair.
Woo, there's a little wake-up call at about 7:15. Right to him. But he's an athlete. We saw him in his last start turn a nice double play on a little 1-2-3. And this one here, you don't have any time to react. Fortunately, it was on his glove side. He'll take it. Now, Meiser Asturis, the second baseman, was playing him a little bit to pull. Might have gotten a glove on it, but not likely. John gloved it, but no problem.
2 outs, nobody on. Adam saying, I was robbed.
But, you know, he does his share of stealing hits, too.
Markakis goes after the first fastball, and a good one at 92 miles an hour. Nick hitting .298 with 8 home runs. He's one of the top young players in the game, just 25 years old, out of a junior college in Georgia.
5 for 17 lifetime off John. He's a solid hitter. He's got good pull power, but he'll hit the ball to the opposite field. Keeps his hands in nicely. He's got a stance that reminds me of Stan Musial. Keeps his hands down low, keeps his front shoulder turned in.
That's a good comparison.
I think it is. And, you know, since the guy's been in the league the last 3 or 4 years, I just watch him and I see old pictures of Stan. And it's very similar. That's a compliment to Markakis.
Swung on, popped up, left side. Juan Rivera near the foul line makes the catch in a quick and easy first inning for John Lackey. Of this 4-game series between the Orioles and the Angels. Here's tonight's AM/PM Angels batting order. Sean Figgins will lead things off. He's batting .312 this year. Bobby Abreu and then Torrey Hunter fourth in the American League with a .575 slugging percentage. And then you've got Big Daddy Vlad Guerrero, Juan Rivera, Kendry Morales, Mysur Izturis, Mike Napoli, and Eric Ibar. On the hill for Baltimore is the 6'1" right-hander out of Roseburg, Oregon, Jeremy Guthrie.
Hey, Guthrie, he's got a good fastball. He'll go 91 to 95 with that. He's got a nice little slider curve and a changeup. You know, his curveball he won't show if he doesn't have to the first time through. Now his slider's a pitch that he'll use on right-handers to get him out. But he's a guy who sometimes will overthrow, gets him in a little bit of trouble. But he's going to mix him up early against the Angels. The way he's given up home runs this year, 17, that might be a nice little sign for Angel offense, as they've been hitting their share of homers, especially the past month of June.
They're coming inside on Sean Figgins, and that's back-to-back fastball, then an off-speed pitch for strikes. And Bill Hahn's giving him that call. Bill Hahn calling the balls and strikes. Bruce Dreckman at first base. Paul Emmel is the second base umpire, and the crew chief Gary Darling is at third. Fastball lifted foul by Sean. Count stays at 1-2.
Figgy, he struggled a little bit on the road. He just hit a .120. He's 3 for 25. But during that time, though, he did hit some good balls on the line. Just were caught in Arizona and then didn't have a whole lot, but a nice little 2 for last night. That helped him.
He swings and sends it in the alley left center field. Jones would not reach this one. Figgins holds at first base with a single, so he has 3 hits in his last 3 at-bats, a triple, a double, and now this single.
Yep, here he comes. Now that's a good sign for the Angels, as he's a speed guy. Now what will be tested will be Matt Wieters is the catcher. He's a young guy, but you see their outfield there. They've got Remold out there. This kid is a young star with a lot of power. But I'm going to talk to you about Matt Wieters. Wieters is the catcher here. He's a young guy. He's a big, tall, about 6'6". He's big, 235 pounds, and it's all up to him to be able to get his feet in order and control the Angel running game, because you know they'll be running. This guy's a young star. They brought him up with a big belly who. I mean, this kid was a prospect, a stud. You know, he's learning right now what it takes to compete at the big league level. He told me before the game, it's not easy. He says, I can't go up there and try to hit a ball 400 feet because I'm seeing quality pitching every night.
Figgins does not go, and Bobby Abreu swings through an inside fastball. 0-2 to Bobby. He had a heck of a June, batting .303 with 23 RBIs from that 2 spot, sometimes a 3 spot in some National League ballparks. Bobby had the second most RBIs in the American League to his teammate Juan Rivera.
Guthrie, he's got pretty quick feet. You just saw the move there, getting Sean Figgins back. Defensively, he gets off the mound pretty well. He's quick to his feet. He's an accurate thrower to bases. And the Angels are hoping to capitalize on the young catcher.
Abreu lines it to center field. It stays up for Adam Jones, who makes the catch for out number 1. So Bobby hits it sharply, but right at Jones.
Nothing wrong with that. All you want to do is try to square the ball up. And that's a good sign. Now, Guthrie with that fastball, he tries to establish that early in the game. So the Angels want to be ready because he's going to come right in there with some strikes and some good pitches to hit. It looks like it so far. The Angels aren't missing the first 2 batters.
And you talked about him giving up a lot of home runs, 17. That's the exact amount that the guy coming to the plate, Torrey Hunter, has this year. He is in the top 10 in that department in the American League. Top 15, I should say.
His breakdown, left-handers have hit 10 homers off of Guthrie, and right-handers have hit 7.
Figgins does not go. The pitch is taken for a strike, so Jeremy's coming out throwing strikes right away. He came in with a record of 6-7 and a 5.11 ERA, which is a run and a half higher than the earned run average he had in his first year as a starter with Baltimore last season.
All right, just a couple more hours to vote, folks, for the All-Star game. Torrey Hunter, he's just a tad behind Josh Hamilton. I'd say more than a tad. But still, this guy's very worthy. He's put up some All-Star numbers, no question about it. He leads the Angels in the department of home runs and ribbies. 17 you mentioned, and 59 stakes.
Pitch is low, and the count moves to 2-1. Guthrie's first pitch of the game was a ball, then threw 8 straight strikes. And now he's missed with the last 2. But you're right, you can stuff the ballot box, fans, and try and get Torrey to a start. But the way he is going, you would expect him to make his 3rd All-Star game, selected by the manager or by the fans.
Yeah, online voting only. There's no more balloting in ballparks. It's all online now for the next 2 hours. You're allowed 25 votes.
Well, both Sean Figgins and Torrey Hunter have put themselves in a good hitting count and a good running count. Figgins does not go. The pitch is rolled back towards the pitcher. Guthrie has one and will easily get the 1-4-3 double play.
Nice athletic ability.
back at the Big A. Beginning of a long homestand, 4 with Baltimore, then 3 with the Texas Rangers, and then the New York Yankees come to town over next weekend right before the All-Star break. The Angels' John Lackey will face hitters 4, 5, and 6. Aubrey Huff, Nolan Reimold, and Luke Scott. Lackey, for a guy 6'6" and about 240, 245 pounds, has unusually good command when he is going strong. He was in his last start against Arizona. He throws the first pitch and barely misses with a 2-seam fastball to the lefty batter Aubrey Huff.
Yeah, he was good. He punched out 9. Just gave up 1 unearned run, 7 innings.
Breaking
nice
ball in there.
Yeah, that's a beauty there. You know, A.J. Hinch, the Diamondbacks manager, he said he changed the elevation very well. And he would throw that fastball about eye level, and then the curveball, which comes out of the same zone, would drop and mess up the hitters. Aubrey's having another nice year. 52 ribbies already. This guy here, he's really something. In his 9th year in the big leagues, he's coming on strong, finishing really well. He's got a great idea about the league. He's been in the American League for several years and knows the pitching well.
Hit sharply as Torres has it. 1 out. The Home Depot doing more on defense.
Oh yeah, the good hands people are out there. That's right. Meister, Asturis, and Ibar, they've been really solid. Home Depot, man, I can tell you what. But let's talk about Big John Lackey. Look at that. Oh, watch your lips, John. That ball's coming at you probably about 100 miles an hour. But he reflex was good. It looks nice to see Big John with that reaction early.
Now the young stud Nolan Reimold. This guy has big time power, 288 average, 9 home runs and 20 RBIs. He had that huge walk-off home run against Toronto in the 11th inning earlier this year. But this guy, big, strong fella at 6'4", 210 pounds, and he has 30 home run ability in him in his future.
That's right. You know, there's going to be some competition for that kid Elvis Andrus, the shortstop, for Rookie of the Year. And this guy, Reimold, he might do it. He's got, you know, they're 7-2 in games that Reimold hits a homer. Okay, he leads all the rookies in home runs with 9 and ribbies with 20. So those are always an attractive number for people who vote on Rookie of the Year.
Let's not forget Rick Porcello of Detroit. He's having a heck of a year as a rookie pitcher. Fastball barely misses. John thought he had a strike. And hey, come on, the guy's a rookie. I'm a veteran. You got to give me that call. Angels lost 2 of 3 in Texas, so they lead by a half game. Got him to check his swing. Did he go? He did not. Counts full, 3-2.
This kid, that right there, that umpire, that's Bruce Druckmann. And home plate is Bill Hahn. They call him Wow Bill Hahn. He looks like a old Western gunslinger with that mustache. Bill Hahn, the umpire behind the home plate, he's in his 21st year as an umpire.
Ground ball short. Ibar gets it quickly. Quick toss. Got him just in time. What a throw by Eric.
Well, he makes that play as good as any shortstop in the big leagues. He circles in nicely, comes up, he throws off of that right foot. He's on top with his arm slot so the ball doesn't dip and sail on him. Look at how he comes in, circles in, and gets on top. Quick release. Reimold runs pretty well for a guy 6'4", 205 pounds.
And it seemed like Eric knew exactly his foot speed when he let it go. A lesser batter, a guy like Luke Scott, who doesn't run as well, he might take a little more time on. Here's a ground ball up the middle as Torres has it. Backhand, throws, and Scott is out.
Ooh, nice
Fine defense by the Angels. 2 by Torres, 1 by Ibar, and the Angels head to the second inning looking for their first run. Angels with some good defense in that last inning. 3 ground ball outs. John Lackey likes that. He tells him that he's keeping the ball down. That two-seamer's working. And here is Jeremy Guthrie going outside to Vladimir Guerrero. And Guerrero, Rex, is hitting .333 since he got his dreadlocks cut off.
How about it?
And he knocks that one towards right field, but right at the right fielder, Nick Markakis, who makes the catch for the first out. Talking to Mike Scioscia before the ball game about the Angels' 9-7 loss. Hank Blaylock with the walk-off home run. Mike was talking with the media about why he pitched to Blaylock. He said we were trying to basically throw it out of the zone and get Blaylock to chase, and a mistake was made. But he said what concerned him more, Rex, was the base running. The Angels ran into 5 outs on the bases, and he said, I didn't get much sleep just thinking about how bad we ran the bases.
Well, you know, this is going to happen sometimes. This team runs full throttle, and believe me, every team knows it. The kid catcher here, Matt Wieters, he's all well schooled in the Angel running game, and you know, Scioscia, he's a little upset about some of the careless running, but usually he doesn't say anything about it. If they get thrown out, hey, it's no big deal. We'll keep the pedal to the metal. But they kind of had a chance to win that game last night in Texas.
And the guy at the plate gave him the chance to win the ball game, and Juan Rivera.
Yeah, he's just very strong, this guy. And you know, they've been throwing him sliders, and they've been trying everything in the world to get him out, but he's been very selective. His plate discipline's been much improved, and he's a confident batter, and those numbers are showing it.
His 14th home run tied the game at 7 in the top of the 9th. Fouled off. It's 2-2.
Rivera's never faced Guthrie before. Guthrie's going to try to show him some of his pitches. His 2-seam fastball and a 4-seamer. And you know, Guthrie, he's a scoreboard watcher when it comes to velocity. He's one of those pitchers that'll look up there and see how hard he's throwing. And sometimes he'll overthrow, and that hurts him a little. These balls out over the plate.
2-2's on the way, and there was a changeup up in the strike zone, and Juan just mistimed it, fouled it back. It'll stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Juan, that's the one he wanted. That was elevated right on a tee for him. He just missed it. He's so strong that he can get out front a little bit, but he has the ability to keep his hands back and just throw the hands. And the hands, you know, it's bat speed is important for power. It's how short it is, not long. He's very short to the ball.
3-2 with 1 out in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Angels and Orioles looking for their first run.
He's looking for a fastball right now. First time through the order, you'd think Guthrie would challenge him. That's his best pitch.
It's up the middle to the second baseman, Roberts. 2 outs. Hey fans, the first ever Angels Patriotic Series continues tomorrow through Sunday. Tomorrow night's game features a pregame flyover by Black Hawk helicopters and postgame Big Bang Friday fireworks. Come out on Saturday night for a pregame flyover by a C-17, followed by a patriotic postgame 4th of July fireworks show. The series concludes on July 5th on a Sunday with a pregame concert and barbecue at the Big A presented by Go Country. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit angelsbaseball.com. Here is Kendry Morales.
So there's a first pitch curveball to Morales. There's a little respect. Now, if you throw one that good, you might just throw another one. He went back with a fastball, but Morales, even though he's never faced Guthrie before, Guthrie knows about this kid's free swinging ability. Nice pop. He's been a good spot in the middle of Scioscia's order this year.
Kendry hit .400 with a home run on the recent road trip. The Angels won 4, lost 2 in Arizona and Texas. Had a very good first half. On pace for almost 30 home runs this year.
Yeah, facing a guy you've never faced before, it's important to see as many pitches as you can first time through, but Morales is down 1-2. Now it's a 2-2 count. Still looking for something out over. He can throw them hands. Ball carries pretty well this time of night, but once it gets a little dark and the sun goes down, that marine layer kind of creeps in. It's not quite as easy to pop him out of here.
Man, good off-speed pitch and strikes out Kendry Morales. A 1-2-3 second inning for Jeremy Guthrie. California Ford dealers and the new Ford Advantage plan. And by Jack in the Box. Right now, try the mini Buffalo Ranch chicken sandwiches. 3 mini home-style chicken fillets on toasted mini buns. Back at the Big A, fans rushing in to get those souvenirs. Steve Physiak along with Rex Hudler. We're now joined by Mike Trout, one of the Angels' 2 first-round draft picks out of Millville High School in New Jersey. Congratulations, and I guess you're going to start your professional career tomorrow in Arizona.
Oh, definitely. It's going to be exciting, and I was down there for a couple of days, had a great time with Randall, and spent time with the guys. It's been great.
Yeah, you'll be rooming with Randall Grichuk, who's the other first-round pick, an outfielder from Texas.
Oh, yeah, we're buddies. We're best buds, so go out there and have fun, and we're on each other already. And because you had a little rough start, but hit the ball good last night, and had some fun.
I want you to know you're in the booth with another first-round pick, Rex Hudler, by the Yankees a few years ago.
That's right. Hey, Mike, how did the negotiation things go? And were you nervous? And when you came home on the draft day from school, I mean, tell us about what that experience.
Oh, that was a great experience. I mean, I came home, went back to the Thunderbolt Club. It's a little place we have in Millville. Had a couple fans there. The whole town was there, and
wow,
celebrated. It was just great.
And from what I understand, you were one of the only high school players to attend the draft facility where they were holding the actual draft.
Yeah, and that was just Studio 42 was great. I met all the guys. Harold Reynolds, just outstanding. Had a great time, great experience.
Now, why did you go and others did not?
I figured it was close and had a good shot to get drafted in the first round, and got that opportunity.
Ty Wigginton flies out to center field. We're talking with Mike Trout, Angels' first-round draft pick, who was just signed today. He'll be going to be in the Arizona Summer League starting tomorrow with Randall Grichuk. So you go, and were you waiting, you and your dad, because your dad, I guess, was a second baseman in the Minnesota Twins organization. It was one of your coaches growing up.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And we had a little bet going to see who got drafted higher, and I definitely won that bet. So had a great time. He's always been there. My family been there for me, everybody in the family, and he's always been there to coach me.
Mike, you played a little bit of football, and you played 4 years of basketball. Tell us what those sports did for your baseball.
I mean, basketball kept me in shape, and I love to compete on the boards, and just had a good time to compete, and just great all-around experience. Best 4 years of my life in high school.
And Mike, here's a guy, Matt Wieters, who's one of the top prospects. He was Baseball America's minor league player of the year. Now, he went to college. Your route will be something different. Why?
I just felt that I was ready, and I just want to start my pro career early and get a head start on everybody. So just a great experience, and I'm having fun with it.
Okay, how about wood bat? You have any experience with a wood bat?
Oh, yeah. I mean, past 3 summers I've been hitting with wood and taking BP with wood. It's just, I love it.
Well, now, if you got a chance, a little tip from somebody who's been there and done it. If you're here now, go see Kenny Higdon, the equipment manager, and ask him for some lumber to take with you.
Definitely. And
you never know.
Yeah, that's
big. You got to have that bat.
I actually like using a wood bat better than metal, to tell you the truth.
Why is that?
I don't know. It just feels better off the bat, and it feels more natural. It's great.
Again, this is Mike Trout, Angels' first-round draft pick. Now, who are your favorites growing up? I understand they're also center fielders.
Yeah, I mean, Torrey Hunter's a great guy. I met him before the game, and he's just a great guy to hang around. He's just he plays to win. Great player to be around.
You've been compared to Aaron Rowan and also Grady Sizemore, and those are 2 of your favorites as well.
Oh, yeah, they play all 9. They play hard, and they give it all they got every time they go on the field, every time they step on the field.
How did your dad, Jeff, help you?
He's always been there teaching me these little tips, giving me little tips. Sometimes I listen, sometimes I don't. Cause I mean, he's always telling me all his stories. But my 4 years of high school, I learned a lot. My coaching staff, they got me on video, correcting my swing. Just been great. High school's just been great. So I just want to start my pro career early and have fun at the ballpark.
Hey, now I know that bonus won't be coming for another year or so, okay, because I remember, but still, you know, the smart investment is to get a spring training home right out there in Tempe, you know, where the Angels train. Get you a little condo, because, you know, hopefully you're going to be there for 5 or 6 years. That's a good investment. I'm just giving you a little tip.
Yeah. It's just, man, Tempe's great. It's real hot, though, and it's going to have to get used to it.
Robert Andina with a single up the middle, 2 outs, a base hit for the Baltimore Orioles. John Lackey on the hill trying to get through this 3rd inning. Again, we're visiting with Mike Trout. And Mike, from what I understand, reading about your background, you made varsity, I think, as a freshman.
Yes, that's
and
correct.
You really pressed, and the coaches were saying, we got to get off this guy's back because he's already hurting himself by trying so hard.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, got in there, I was pretty nervous, and throwing balls over the backstop. I mean, I was just all out of sort. But during between the season starts and stuff, and talk to my coach, just go out there and have fun, and that's what I did, and it all came through.
When did you know that, you know what, I've got a chance to play pro ball? Was there a time in your life where you knew that?
Actually, last summer, I mean, I went to like area codes and stuck with them up there, made all area code team, and just had a great experience out on the West Coast. It's great weather. It's great to play baseball.
Hey, you got to feel pretty good about being drafted by a top-notch organization.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's a great organization. I love all the guys. They treat me great, and just glad to be with the Angels. And
I understand you're not a fan of Philly cheesesteaks, and you were made aware that your future manager loves them.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I eat them once or twice here and there, and
what did Mike tell you?
He loves cheesesteaks, Pats, all them Genos, everything. I was saying that's not my kind of thing.
Hey, Fizz, you know that's the first base hit that they've got in 32 batters. They were 0 for 32 until that young man, that Andino, got a base hit. Going back to yesterday.
Home run?
Yeah, going back to yesterday. So Trimley, he's saying, wow, we finally got a hit to fall.
What was your favorite team growing up, Mike?
Philadelphia Phillies. And it was obviously great. They won the World Series last year when I was leaving. So definitely going to be let's go Angels.
Exactly. Now, where were you when the Phillies won?
Actually, I was at the stadium. I was out tailgating with my friends. Just great. And marched all the way to City Hall. And now out there all morning, out all night, and met a lot of people. Everything was slapping hands. It was just a great all-around experience.
Chase Utley, one of your favorites?
Oh, definitely. I mean, he's just great. He's awesome. He's good.
Right, what are some of the things you like to do, like hobby-wise?
Oh, I hunt, fish. I do everything. I mainly fish and hunt, go crabbing once in a while, but I don't think I'm doing a lot of crabbing out here. So.
No, it's hot in Arizona. Again, you'll be rooming with Randall Grichuk, who's the other Angels' first-round pick. How well do you know him, and when was the first time you guys had a chance to communicate? Because you were one pick apart. What was it, 24-25?
24-25, yes. It's ironic because we were on the same team over the summer. And
really?
Yeah, and for the scout team and Team USA. And he wanted me to room with him and commit to Ole Miss. And I was like, I already committed to ECU, so.
All right. We're talking with Mike Trout. Mike, congratulations. Thanks for being with us.
Good luck to you, man.
First round pick.
Keep that swing short. We'll be right back.
We head to the third inning, and Meiser Turris takes the first pitch, a curveball for a strike.
It's a good pitch.
And then he swings at the second pitch and drives it to right center field. Jones back near the warning track to pull it down. 1 out.
Meister, he's got a little pop, not quite in that area of the ballpark, but he's got pull power, got a hold of a high fastball. Couldn't quite get enough of it.
Jeremy Guthrie. He is a guy who was a top pick by the Cleveland Indians years ago. First round pick in 2002. We just had Mike Trout in here, Angels' first round pick, and he's off for Arizona to start his professional career. But Guthrie was behind all of the Tribe's young arms like Cliff Lee and Jake Westbrook and CC Sabathia and Fausto Carmona. And he was released after 06 and signed a free agent deal with the Orioles in January of 07.
Man, they just released him?
Just released him. That's what really shocked everybody. He was a good pitcher. Won 10 games last year, a 3.63 earned run average. He reminds me, just in his stature at 6'1", about 200 pounds, of an Angel that you remember in '96, Jason Dixon. Pitched in '97 as well, right-hander.
Yeah, there's some similarities there. But to tell you, Guthrie, he's matured a lot over the last few years, and mainly it's his mound presence that's been most improved. Okay, he's gained a lot of confidence, but he's a guy that's a little emotional at times. That's a good off-speed changeup right there to Napoli. So he's back-to-back off-speed pitches to Nappy there. But, you know, mound presence is something young pitchers have a hard time learning their first few years, but then after they establish themselves, they understand that body language is important.
Fastball low. In the first 3 innings, Rex, it seems like the changeup has been his best pitch.
But no question, he's looking really good. He's got good poise. He's a little bit unproven in big-time games, but Nappy will take the walk.
Back-to-back fastballs low. That's his first walk of the game. Hey fans, there's a great ticket special for the games tomorrow and Sunday as the Patriotic Series continues. Courtesy of JetBlue, tickets are still available for just $7 in select view level seats and $12 in the right and left field pavilions. Use the password USA at the Angels Stadium ticket window or angelsbaseball.com to purchase tickets for this exciting offer. Eric Ibar. Eric had 6 hits on the road trip. Played some excellent defense again.
This guy, he's a valuable piece to this offense. Now, Mike Scioscia, he's been batting him mainly down in the 9th spot that gives him 2 speedy guys. Figgins at the top and Ibar at the bottom. So that's part of the Angels' speed game.
Ty Wigginton on the edge of the infield grass is not as sharp defensively as Melvin Moore, their other third baseman. Ty there is a guy who could play both corners. Huff is holding Napoli at first base. Ibar takes a strike.
Those are good pitches to hit there. He took a little bit off that. That changeup looks a little bit straight, but when it's elevated, it's a good hitting pitch. Now, Ibar, he's not exactly cold. He's hit safely in 7 of his last 8 games. And he's got a little bit of pop, too. He can drive an alley.
Swings at the curveball and strikes out, so that's out number 2 in the 3rd inning, and that's the 2nd strikeout for Jeremy Guthrie.
That's what I mean. You know, you got to be up there looking for something to hit early. He took a couple nice pitches in that at bat.
Well, this will be the 2nd time through the order for Jeremy Guthrie, and let's see the adjustments that the Angels make. Sean Figgins has the only base hit. That was a single back in the 1st inning. Angels have 2 base runners. Figgins was erased on a 1-4-3 double play. Ground ball struck by Torrey Hunter, and now the walk to Mike Napoli in this 3rd inning. And there's a swing and a drive to center field, but right at Jones. He moves over towards left center field to make the catch, and the 3rd is over. 22 Angels with 20-plus wins the same year? We will give you the answer later in the game. But, of course, one of those Oriole pitchers is a Baltimore broadcaster, Jim Palmer. And that year, Jim won 20 games, lost 9, and had 20 complete games.
Wow.
How about that?
Hall
of Fame.
Yeah, no question. To have him in the booth next door, well, that's a beautiful thing. You know what makes me feel good? He needed a Band-Aid before the game on his elbow. He had a little blood coming out. He asked me for a Band-Aid. I ran all over through the stadium to find him a Band-Aid.
Well, there's the 4 pitchers that won 20 in 1971. The other team was the 1920 White Sox, but McNally won 21, Palmer 20, Cuellar 20, Dobson 20. What I thought was remarkable, that quartet combined for 70 complete games. I mean, we don't have the entire major leagues with 70 complete games. Here's the pitch down low and outside. Let's just go look at the American League, where they are in complete games.
That was all about
year.
pitching back then, though. They were really stacked.
Ground ball, Figgins. Fair ball. There's the long throw. Oh, he got him. What a play by Sean Figgins.
Man, I'll tell you, you can get a guy with lesser speed, no problem, but Figgins got a plus runner there. That'll show you the arm that Sean Figgins possesses. This ball was a line hugger. You see third base umpire Gary Darling call that fair. Figgy is showing off that cannon. Of course, you can't get a good throw unless you get your feet under you. Look how he gets his feet under you, right over the top. Those balls thrown over the top, young players, they stay straighter. And you got more on it. You throw sidearm, that ball's going to sail on you, and you're not going to make the out. Great play.
Angels good defense earlier. Fine play by Eric Ibar in the second. Another good one by Meiser Asturis in the second. And now this one by Sean Figgins in the fourth.
Let's not forget that pick that Morales did on Meiser's ball. That was a heck of a pick at first for him, too. So airtight defense has been a nice theme for the Angels, especially the past month of June.
Nick Markakis. Fouled off the breaking ball. Now moves to 1-2. And we were talking about complete games, and in the American League this year, Rex, there have been 547 games and only 43 complete games. The team with the most is Kansas City with 8, and I bet Zach Greinke has about 7 of those. Meantime, that quartet of McNally, Palmer, Cuellar, Dobson had 70 in one season. There's a swing and a check swing. He stays at home plate as the ball was in the dirt. Napoli picks it up and tags out Markakis, and that's the second out of the fourth inning, and also the second strikeout by John Lackey.
Okay, let's check out our Howard's Exmo. This is a beautiful camera, folks. It slows everything down. You see, and it's the umpire's interpretation whether he attempted a swing or not. And third base umpire Gary Darling said he went.
Aubrey Huff just a bit outside.
They always appeal to the opposite of the batter, the umpire standing over there, because that guy, he sees a little bit better. He's a little clearer.
Huff ground ball second base. It's Turris, easy play, throws him out. A 1-2-3-4 for Big John, and he is looking like he did last year. and the answer. The Orioles had 4 pitchers with 20 or more wins in '71. Who are the only 2 Angels with 20-plus wins the same year? I believe you've got to go back to the '70s as well, when guys were completing games. And Nolan Ryan had 21 in '73, and Bill Singer had 20. Ryan that year had over 300 strikeouts and has his number retired. He just came from a facility that also has his number retired, and Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, where Nolan pitched his final no-hitter and is now the team president.
Also in Houston, he's retired.
Yep. Jeremy Guthrie to Bobby Abreu, who hit the ball sharply but lined out to first out of the first inning.
Well, watching the Angels this season, if they don't get the guy the first time through, usually second and third time they start pecking away at him. We've seen that on that last road trip. You know, it takes a little bit of time to see what the guy's got. The more pitches you see, the better off you are to be able to gauge what he's got. And this guy's got one of the best eyes in baseball.
And he hits that one high and deep, and that ball is gone. Home run number 5 for Bobby Abreu.
Oh, man. That's what you're talking about. Another left-handed hitter. Taking Guthrie deep. That's the 11th. And Guthrie's given up to a left-handed batter. Abreu, there was no question about that. 1-0 Halos. Let's check out the replay from Howard's Expo. Look at that nice balance. Balance there and his follow through. You know it before anybody else as a hitter when you put one on the screws like that.
And you had just talked about making adjustments second time through.
That's it. He smoked that first ball in that first at bat. He was waiting for another one of those.
1-0 Angels. Here's Torrey Hunter. Ground ball short, and Dino throws him out. 1 down.
Okay, let's check out Guthrie here. Let's see how he reacts to this homer here. It's just belt high. I mean, Guthrie, he looks at it. He's trying to use a little body language saying, no, don't do it. Don't do it. And it did. 1-0, but you know what? A lot of the ball game left.
Ties Joe Saunders for the American League lead. And he buries a fastball inside on Vlad Guerrero for ball 1.
Okay, remember, now these Warriors, they're pitching to a rookie catcher in Matt Wieters. Okay, and he's a big guy. Again, I mentioned 6'5".
A bobble by Andino still has time, and his throw is just in time to get Vlad Guerrero for out number 2. Cesar Estura still is injured, so he's in the DL, so Andino is the guy. There's a young shortstop and a bobble here.
All right, now, Vladdy, watch where he steps on the base here. He steps on the back half of the bag. Actually, the front half. That's what I wanted to show you. See where he's touching? That's a perfect spot. That's where your runners want to go. But to me, by my naked eye, he hit the back part, but the front side of the base is closer, and that was a good hustle play by Vladdy trying to get in there. And Dino has been a good shortstop for these guys, though.
And our replays have shown in all the close plays that umpire Bruce Dreckman has been correct. On all the close plays at first base. Batter is Juan Rivera, grounded out to second his first time up. 1-0 pitch, swung on, lined in the gap, left center field. That should get to the wall, and will. Rivera continues to start well in July after a great June.
14th double. And that's Guthrie now elevating the ball a little bit. Like we mentioned, the second time through the order here, the Angels aren't missing it now. That's on the inner half. That's where Juan likes it. He splits the gap nicely there for his 14th double.
Rivera in scoring position. The Angels have already taken a 1-0 lead in the 4th on the home run by Bobby Abreu. Now Kendry Morales will try and knock him in, and Kendry has more extra base hits than any Angel, 37. The pitch in there for a strike.
You know, Torrey Hunter, he did most of the Angel bus driving in the first half of the first few months of the season. When I say bus driving, that's a term players use when a guy's carrying the team. Now he's getting a lot of help. Rivera's helping him. This guy Morales is helping him. And, you know, there's some other guys stepping up around him, and Vladdy has yet to really make a difference as far as his home run power goes. But once that guy gets going, they're going to have a really solid middle of the lineup as far as power production goes, and that's what you need in this tough AL.
The pitch is swung on, hit in the air, left side for Nolan Reimold. He is there, makes the catch. But the Angels do take the lead on Bobby Abreu's 5th home run of the year.
Pilot to Bombardier, that was out. Open up those doors.
After a terrific June for Bobby Abreu, he starts July well with a lightning bolt into the right field seats, giving the Angels a 1-0 lead. 5th inning we go. John Lackey's been a big part of the story. 4 innings of shutout baseball. He's allowed 1 hit. That was a single by Robert Andino. And here's a ground ball struck foul by the number 5 batter, Nolan Reimold.
You know, going back to Abreu, he hit 20 home runs with the Yankees last year and 16 the previous year. Okay, and he's had some 20, 30 home run seasons in his career in Philly. And they expected more power from him, but you know that no one ever said anything about that because his production has been so good as far as hitting singles and doubles and on-base percentage, so they've left him alone. And he's finding that stroke, and don't be surprised if he doesn't have a bunch of homers by the time this one's over.
We're still not yet to the halfway point.
We're close, though.
This is the 77th game of the year.
Still good, John. Another batter down 0-2. Especially to a young kid. You know, Lackey doesn't really know much about him other than what you read and some scouting reports. Until you get out there and you face a kid, you don't know what his strengths or weaknesses are. They say he likes that ball middle in, and he's got really good natural power, this kid.
Just barely inside. John thought he got the strike call. Instead, it's a 2-2 count. Didn't miss by much.
Okay, check out John, how he react. Good job by framing it up. John, he does pretty good with his emotions. He has had a couple tester days.
Then a breaking ball is lined to left field by Nolan. First time they've had the leadoff man on in the game. And the Angels are now on Facebook and Twitter. Become a fan of the Angels page and share it with your friends in the Facebook universe. Also be sure to get the latest Angels news tweets on Twitter. All this and more can be found at angelsbaseball.com/connect. Can you Twitter or tweet?
You asking me? I'm twiddly dumb. Twiddly D. I don't know anything about that. I can twiddle my thumbs.
That was the only tweet I know. The little sparrow call.
That's right. But it's all good. Communication lines are wide open now in the 21st century. We'll see about Luke Scott. I'll tell you, the 15 home runs he's hit this year, he's done that in 202 at-bats. That's amazing. This guy's very strong. Might be one of the strongest batters in the American League. And you look at him, he's not real tall, but man, is he put together. Most ball players all have a real firm handshake because hands is everything in baseball. And I shook his hand before the game. Man, I thought I was in a vice grip.
Look at those forearms. Acquired in the Miguel Tejada trade.
Natural power.
Swing and a foul back. He had an absolutely sensational month of May. Hit .432 with 8 home runs and was named the American League Player of the Week because 1 week, Hud, he hit .444 with 6 home runs.
Everything comes in bunches in this game because confidence plays a big factor. John, after that 7-inning nice outstanding duel he had in Arizona, he's got some confidence going too.
Check swing, did he go? He did not, and the count moves to 1-2. John hasn't gotten the close calls yet. The appeals or like the fastball he threw where he thought he had struck out Nolan Reimold.
Well, like I said before, this is the toughest call an umpire usually has because it's just whether in his interpretation if you win or not. And bat doesn't have to cross the plate or anything like I used to think. And talking to the umpires and establishing a relationship with those guys now as a broadcaster, they told me it's just about interpretation.
And then he throws a low fastball and strikes out Luke.
Good movement there. It almost looked like Scott was looking for something else. It's a good little two-seamer that goes away. When I say two-seamer, that means 2 fingers on top of the seams, and a pitcher gets more seams to break in the wind, and it tails. And a 4-seam, when he goes on top, that's a straight pitch he'll use to elevate by design and get a batter out up top.
Here's Ty Wigginton with a 10-game hit streak on the line. First pitch fastball in there for a strike.
What a good teammate this guy is. I like him a lot. This has been in the big league. You see all the teams he's played for. Not one of those teams could say one bad thing about Ty Wigginton. He is a good teammate, solid player. He can play the corners for you, some outfield. And he's got some pop. So a valuable guy to have. He's playing some third base tonight, giving Mora a day off.
In the dirt, Napoli gets to it, so no advance by Reimold from first to second base. Nolan singled to start the inning. Scott just struck out. Count is 1-1 to Ty Wigginton. Angels won the first 2 meetings this year in Baltimore by scores of 7-5 and 3-2. We remember those. We were in Baltimore and they were tight ones. Not decided until that last pitch with a lot of drama. Angels won 6 of the 9 last year and have claimed the last 5 season series with the O's. Righty-righty matchup.
Wigginton, he had 24 home runs for the Tampa Bay Rays in 07. That's quite a year. But then, he became expendable as they went out and got Pena, the first baseman, and of course Longoria, their young stars at third baseman. So he became a little bit expendable and moved on. But he's got some sock in his bat. Keep that ball out of the middle against him.
Well, they're worried about Reimold, who has not stolen a base this year.
Well, John's probably thinking, maybe they're going to send Reimold and try to stay out of a double play here. So let's just kind of keeping him close.
And John has had that 2-seam fastball working. He's recorded 5 ground ball outs. And perhaps Tremblay would send the runner to try and stay out of the double play because he sees that Lackey's been able to command his fastball down in the zone, and Wigginton doesn't run that well. Baltimore came in after losing in 11 innings to Boston yesterday, 6-5. The pitch, the runner's going, and Napoli bobbled the baseball, and he had a chance to throw out Nolan. Instead, that's his first steal of his career.
There you go. Big John Lackey, he was ducking on the mound, looking back at second, looking for the throw, but it never came. Napoli's been having a little bit of a tough time throwing runners out this season. But just can't get that grip, and if you don't get it first time through, you can't throw it.
So now the tying run is in scoring position. The 2-1. A breaking ball that rests on the outside corner, evening the count at 2-2.
Boy, that's a good spot. Now you get a high fastball by him. That's a good attempt right here to, after you threw that breaking ball, to throw one up around his letters. See if he'll swing through it. The Orioles, they are He went with the fastball. That's a good emergency hack there by Wigington. They're a good hitting team with runners in scoring position. They're the best in the majors with a .299 average with runners in scoring position. And that's one of the reasons why. With the runner in scoring position, you're a hitter. You don't want to take a pitch that's borderline. You want to slap it, just like he did there. Just try to fight it off and try to mix in a better pitch to hit.
The Angels are third, batting with men in scoring position, right behind the Red Sox. Orioles in a clutch situation here, trying to tie the game. And maybe this is better for the Angels that they lead just 1-0, because we saw what happened the last time the Orioles were trailing 10-1 to the Boston Red Sox on Tuesday. They scored 5 in the 7th, 5 in the 8th, and beat the Red Sox in the greatest comeback in Oriole history.
Yeah, that was against one of the best closers in baseball.
And that's our Cabot Woodstein legendary performance. So just make sure that if you lead the O's, don't lead by very many.
No, you know what? Like last night in the Angels game, you know, they were down by 2, or actually by 3 runs in the 9th inning.
2-2 pitch, blocked nicely by Napoli, or Ronald would have gone to third. And it didn't matter who I talked to today, whether it was Gary Thorne or Jim Palm or Fred Manfra. They all wanted to talk about that unbelievable comeback. And Boston was so sure that they were going to win that they had taken Jason Varitek out of the game, trying to get some of their extras, some work. And George Gutierrez came out, and he was the catcher when Baltimore came back.
No, that's pretty impressive, especially since it's the greatest comeback in their history. I mean, that's impressive. But they haven't had a whole lot to talk about positive. I mean, they're 13 games out in the East.
There's Mr. Hatcher with his hat again. Man, I don't know how many foul balls he's caught in that cap.
But he's got that down. He'll come over, anything close to him, he takes that hat off. There's like a little basket. T.J. Harrington, he didn't want to get hit by that. He's the strength coordinator, standing next to Mickey.
Here is Lackey's 8th pitch to Ty Wigington, a hot hitter. 3-2. Misses outside, ball 4. First walk by John. So runners on first and second for Matt Wieters. John's upset with himself, although he has set up a double play situation with Wieters.
You know, for some reason, I think John was respecting Ty Wigington a little bit there. Just was a little bit nervous about him, so he let him go. He'll take the rookie here if he can with 1 out.
Rookies can be vulnerable to off-speed pitches, and that brings a lot of double plays. There's a curveball that hits the outside corner, and it is strike 1. Matt Wieters is 23 years old, out of Goose Creek, South Carolina. He was the #1 prospect in baseball coming out of the minor leagues last year.
Oh, man, he just did 1 year in the minors.
Georgia Tech fouled off, and it was the fastball, and he's keeping that pitch down.
So between Frederick and Bowie, the 2 stops he had last year, he hit .355. 27 homers and 91 ribbies. That prompted a quick eye-opener for their front office to say, hey, look, we got Greg Zahn. He's in his 14th year in the majors, but we need a young guy to come in here and start learning the ropes.
And there's not too many 6'5" catchers. There was one scout who said he's Joe Mauer with power. Joe is 6'5". Mauer is displaying some power this year as well. Wieters has 2 home runs. The pitch. There's a fastball that runs away from the kid. 1-2. John has now thrown a total of 71 pitches trying to get to this 5th inning and hold the Angels 1-0 lead that they got in the 4th on a home run by Bobby Abreu. Again, a breaking ball blocked nicely by Mike Napoli.
Tell you what, when you're in last place, you know, and you're kind of rebuilding, and they have a couple nice chips to work with here in Baltimore. This is a team that potentially can move themselves up in the East. But you got to have a guy like Greg Zahn in his, like I said, his 14th year that mentors. And I talked to him before the game about that, and he said, Hud, I'm letting the kid learn the ropes himself right now. Maybe after the All-Star break, we'll start sitting down, but we're letting him learn by trial, learn by fire, and that's a good approach for a veteran catcher. This guy is, you know, Zahn, he's had some kind of career. He's been an everyday catcher, but now he understands his role, and that's to break in this young kid.
14 years in the big leagues for Greg.
But I like his approach. He says, you know what, I'm letting him alone right now. You don't have enough time in yet, enough games. It's 56 games.
Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit for Wieters, and it will tie the game. As coming around to score Nolan Reimold, a 1-1 game.
Okay, John Lackey, he went to that fastball maybe one too many times against the young kid there. I don't want him to go to a breaking ball or something a little bit off speed, but that's one thing young players and most big league guys that have been around love is that fastball. See, that's mislocated. That was up and hittable. So again, they continue to hit well with a runner in scoring position.
Baltimore has tied it up with the Angels. Now they have a first and third situation for Robert Andino. Mike Butcher, Angels pitching coach, comes out to visit with Mike Napoli as well. Big John trying to get back on track. He allowed one unearned run in 7 innings against Arizona and left and did not get the decision. That was the game the Angels won late on the home run by Mike Napoli in the 9th inning. But Mike Butcher really believes that John is completely back and healthy. His command is there. First and third for Baltimore.
Okay, John would like to roll the number 9 batter, Robert Andino, up into a double play. He's rounded into 4 this season. Young player. They got to fill in for Cesar Asturis while he's mending from an appendix surgery.
Pitch is in there for a strike. They've put together some pretty good battles against John. They have the fewest strikeouts in the American League, just 5.5 per game. And that's in spite of so many young players like Jones, Markakis, Reimold, Wieters, and Andino playing tonight. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball, so John has the count his way, 0-2. He'd like to get the strikeout or the double play. To keep that guy Ty Wigginton at third base. Keep this score tied at 1. Angels will send bottom of the order coming up in the 5th inning against Guthrie. Struck him out. Good breaking ball thrown by John.
There's some of the pitches that he might have thought about throwing Matt Wieters there. And that last at bat when Wieters knocked in their first run of the game. And see, it's tough for anybody to hit breaking balls and changeups. When you're a little bit of aggressive and you're a young player, you have a tendency to swing at those.
John still might be thinking about that pitch to Wieters that caught too much of the plate, and Matt sent it up the middle, drove in the game's first run for Baltimore, tying this contest at 1. Brian Roberts, veteran, at the plate. Brian, seemed like the last 2 years all you talked about was Brian being dealt away to another team, and most principally the Chicago Cubs. It never happened, and then they took a different role this year, and they signed him to a 5-year deal through 2013. I mean, everybody's looking for a good leadoff hitter, and Roberts is a good one. Towards the left field side, and that will rest foul. It's a strike for Brian. The next pitch will be the 30th in this inning for John. It will be his 80th of the ball game. He was cruising along, but a leadoff single by Reimold struck out Scott, walked Wigginton on a 8-pitch duel. Wieters then knocked a base hit up the middle, struck out Andino, now trying to get Brian Roberts. The count is 1-1. In there.
Nice breaking ball. I'll tell you, the Orioles are very fortunate to have their hitting coach, Terry Crowley. This guy, Crowley, he's been Crow is his nickname, 23rd year now as a major league hitting coach. And this guy, he was a hitter and a player for 15 years, 12 of those with the Orioles. So he's been pretty much a lifetime guy, but he is a smart man, knows his hitters, and had a lot of positive things to say. And that's what you need from a hitting coach. Positive reinforcement. Tell them what they're doing right, not necessarily what they're doing wrong. Crow is one of the best.
Right down the middle, and I don't know what Roberts was thinking about, because that was right down Catella Avenue. Sweet. Angel fans hoping their team can light up that halo tonight. We come to you from Angel Stadium of Anaheim. The score is tied at 1 with Baltimore and the Angels. Halos got a home run from Bobby Abreu in the 4th, but back came the O's with a run in the 5th. Here is Meiser Izturis. First pitch to him in there for strike 1. Izturis flied out to right field his last time up. Mike Napoli then walked, and Ibar struck out. And he gets another fastball across. This time, excuse me, a changeup. Just does dot the outside corner.
Tell you, he's got a big fan over there in that Oriole dugout. Mighty Meiser Izturis does. It's his brother, recovering from an appendix surgery. You say appendectomy? Is that what they call that? But talking to him before the game, he's proud of his brother. He says, man, he's getting a chance to play every day. He's trying to lift one.
And that is driving Markakis back to the wall. He reaches up. It's off the wall. And Meiser take 3. The throw to third. Not in time. A triple from Meiser Izturis.
He might be small in stature, but that's why we call him Mighty. Mighty Meiser. He hit a ball deep to the right center field in his first at-bat. But there's Caesar saying, wow, I didn't know my little bro had that kind of pop. But look at the X-Mo. We're going to show it. Always talk about the good balance there. The extension, the back leg bend. That kind of thing works. You got to have balance as a hitter, same way a pitcher has to have balance. That ball's high off the wall. Markakis had no chance, but a nice effort by Markakis. Now, with a leadoff triple, the Angels got a chance to get right back on the board. Third triple of the year. And I'm sure that with everybody back on a ground ball, he'll be coming home easy. So Napoli just got to put some ball in play here. They'll pick him up another run. Wigington, the third baseman, he's back.
Angels did not run the bases well yesterday. They made 5 outs running the bases. Napoli takes low, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes.
Okay, right here, Napoli's saying to myself, look for a pitch out over, and this is one who wants to come in here. He doesn't want to fall behind 3-0, so he needs to look at a hit here.
Got his fastball and fouled it back. That was Napoli's pitch.
He's still in a good hitting count. Napoli's been doing really well lately. He had a little spell there where his average dropped about 35 points. But now he's back to hitting at a .421 clip over the last 12 games.
In the dirt, Wieters blocks it nicely. No advance by Izturis. Guthrie's thrown 60 pitches. Just starting his 5th inning. Man at third base, nobody out. Angels trying to take the lead.
Good job of spitting on that breaking ball. Now Napoli can look for the hit mode again.
Swings and misses, and it's 3-2.
Okay, that's a nice changeup now he threw. Behind in the count, 3-1. So Napoli and the other hitters will make a little mental note of that. Hey, look, guys, he's not exactly going to come down Broadway on a good hitting count. He'll come in with a changeup.
He's got a good hook. He might throw it here.
Napoli's got a good eye, too.
Guthrie very confident with the 3 pitches he'll go with. Fastball misses low. Ball 4. The Angels have him on the corners with nobody out in the 5th inning. That's just the 2nd walk by Guthrie.
Both of them to Mike Napoli. So another good job of eyeballing there. A lot of hitters want to pick up that ribby. But you know, when there's nobody out, that's what a team's all about. You just take the pitch and turn it on to the next hitter. Ibar, he's a kid that's been hitting at a .264 clip with runners in scoring position this year. He's capable of bringing the run home, and he's tough to double up too. He's got good speed.
He's also a very good bunter with 9 bunt hits this year. He's swinging away and pops it up on the infield. It'll be taken care of by Brian Roberts. That is a big out.
Yeah, he got in his kitchen there. Yep, the Angels lead the American League with 80 infield hits. They're a speed team, and this is not what Ibar wanted. See, that ball was way in on his hands. That's on the label. Amazing that bat stayed intact and didn't break. But that's not what he wanted.
The batter is Sean Figgins, who twice tonight has put together quality at bats. A single his first time up, and then he lined out in his last at bat. He wants to get that ball up and deep enough to get his tourist home and give the Angels back the lead. And he takes a first pitch breaking ball that catches the outside corner. Strike one. Higgins made a base running mistake at the top of the ninth yesterday. He tried to turn a leadoff double into a triple and was caught in between second and third. And the Angels trailing by 3 runs. Second base was just as good as third base. In the air, shallow left center field. Jones can't make the play as Torres scores. The runners advance and the Angels take a 2-1 lead.
Hey, that doink will work. Are you kidding? Now that'll break a pitcher's heart. Guthrie showing some good non-presence, not showing any disgust or any kind of emotion right there, which is good, but that hurts. That's a doinker. He made a good pitch on him, a similar pitch to Ibar. But you know, you take a full swing. Now Jones coming in, you never know with this guy's speed. He thought he could have caught it, but it wasn't going to happen. So Figgins will chip in with his 24th RBI on the season.
Napoli now at second base. Sean Figgins at first base, and the batter is Bobby Abreu, who's lined out and homered against Guthrie. And prior to tonight, Bobby was only 2 for 15 against the Orioles right-handed. Maybe Bobby's getting into a groove as well. Abreu walked in his last 3 at-bats in Texas yesterday and has now walked 45 times this year. Fastball, a strike.
Abreu is such a keen hitter that, you know, he'll set pitchers up for later in the game. He might take a pitch down the middle and he'll say, okay, you know what, I'm going to just let him think I was thinking of something else and I'll get him next time. But he wants to continue to stay hot. Now he's down 0-2. I'll show you the home run earlier. It was a beauty. Oh, that's just what you do on a belt high fastball. Now that was on the outer half, but he was still able to come around it. Pop out his 5th home run of the year.
And he is by far the Angels' best 2-strike hitter. In the air, deep to right, Markakis back at the wall. See ya! A 3-run home run for Bobby Abreu and his second.
Now we're seeing some emotion from Guthrie as that ball was in on his hands, but he's strong enough to lift it to the first row over the 30-foot high wall in right field. And the Halos now have jumped out to Big John Lackey. Ooh, Abreu's sizzling right now.
He's feeling good. You talked about his lack of power after a career of tremendous power. That was his 247th home run, and he has driven in 4 of the Angels' 5 runs. His first multi-home run game as an Angel.
Guthrie continues to give up the long ball. 2 to the same guy tonight.
He's now allowed 19 this year. That's most in the American League.
It's 12 off of left-handed bats. Okay, this ball got in on him some, but you know, you're going to see an identical swing as before, except he pulls his hands in. See, that's a sign of a guy who knows how to handle an inside pitch. He pulled his hands in to keep from getting jammed and breaking his bat. So when you pull your hands in, the meat of the bat comes through, and you get solid wood on it. He's a technician, man. This guy's a veteran hitter. He knows how to hit. What a pickup by the Angels.
48 RBIs now. He's on pace for over 100.
How can, I mean, I wondered how many teams left Abreu off of their free agent list until the Angels got him. It's amazing, especially with the Chicago Cubs taking Milton Bradley, and they knew kind of that Milton had a good year with the Rangers. They knew he was productive, but they also had to deal with the volatile side of him, and that's presented some problems. But they passed on him, and the Angels said, "Hey, we'll take this guy. He fits right into our mold." One of the reasons is his speed. He plays the Angel way, the Angel game, so he's a perfect fit. When they signed him, Man, many Angel fans were like going, yes, that's a perfect fit for us.
Guthrie falling a little bit apart here in inning number 5. He had cruised through 4, and then Abreu got him in the 4th, and again here in the 5th. The 3-2 pitch, and Hunter swings and lines it in the gap left center field. Corey holds at first base with a single, so that's 3 straight hits by the Angels.
All right, now let's see how Guthrie reacted. We talked about how he's doing a good job to control his emotions. See, he's using some body language to pull that ball back in. And he knows it's going to be close, just over, and there you go. That's what hitters love to see right there. That's something that if he just walked back to the mound, then hitters would think, man, you know what? How's this guy doing it? He's not showing the emotion.
Vlad Guerrero pops up right side. That's the second out. So Vladdy is 0 for 3.
Another first ball out on Vladdy. Well, he's been hacking early. Not having any results.
Angels with 1 in the 4th, now 4 in the 5th, have opened up a 5-1 lead on former valedictorian of Ashland, Oregon High School. He was the school MVP in football, basketball, baseball, quarterback in the football team, class valedictorian. Of course, he would go to Stanford University. He would have a spot start 1 year at Brigham Young, and then he went off on a 2-year mission and then came back and transferred to Stanford, where he became an All-American.
You know, and by looking at him, he kind of resembles Ron Darling a little bit in his young days.
Juan Rivera to center field. Jones coming on, makes the catch, inning over, but a big 5th inning for the Angels. They score 4 times, 3 on the second home run of the night from Bobby Abreu. And when it's all said and done, the Angels lead the Orioles 5-1. John Lackey has himself a 4-run lead. The Angels with 5, Baltimore with 1, and Bobby Abreu's 14th multi-home run game in his marvelous career. He has given the Angels that edge. A solo shot in the 4th and a 3-run big fly in the 5th. Lackey will face in inning number 6 Adam Jones, Nick Markakis, and Aubrey Huff. Jones is 0 for 2 and hit the ball pretty well. Looked like he might have 2 hits his first 2 times up. But he lined one right into John's glove and then robbed of a hit on a tremendous play by Sean Figgins in the 4th.
So right now Mike Napoli wants to turn into a little rocking chair back there at home plate. Just sit back and rock all day and let Big John throw strikes and challenge some hitters. And that's what you want. Have that catcher curl up in a little ball back there and just give him a nice little target and move where you want your pitcher to throw that ball. And Napoli knows that. That's one thing that Matt Wieters, the rookie for the Orioles, is learning. He's just in the embryo stages, but not Napoli. Napoli and Mathis are one of the best combinations catchers that the Angels have had in years.
Jones strikes out.
Fizz, it's time for the Coors Light 6th inning. Now it's time for the Coors Light Freeze Cam. How about that first home run by Abreu? Oh, was that nice? It's up and elevated and out of here. That ball is gone. Ooh, was that a beauty? He went on and hit another one. But the Coors Light Freeze Cam is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. And is it nice when it's cold?
He gave him a 5-1 lead for the Halos. And John Lackey in the strikeout mode. He struck out the last 3. Matter of fact, the last 4 outs have been strikeouts, and 5 of the last 6. And he gets a strike across against Nick Markakis, who's 0 for 2.
Nice get me over curveball there.
I think Markakis is going to be a great player. I mean, he was Baseball America's 2002 and 2003 Junior College Player of the Year. And they weren't sure when they drafted him if he'd be a pitcher or a hitter. He was so good at both. Fouled off. But they liked him so much that when he got off to a good start this year, Rex, they just said, how about 6 years and $66 million? And he said, okay.
Well, you know, if your first 3 years in the big leagues, you know, you hit 59 home runs, someone considered him a star already.
Yeah. 1-2 right down Broadway. That is 7 strikeouts and 5 in a row by John. Time for the U.S. Marines Corps leaders of the game. Aubrey Huff hit for the cycle versus the Angels back in 07. 3rd cycle in Orioles history. Brooks, Cal have done the first 2, and Huff tonight 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs to second base. Last 5 outs recorded by Big John have been by Kay, including 4 straight since the base hit by Matt Wieters that gave Baltimore their only run.
Ooh, yeah, CPK meter showing them.
In the air, left side, lazy fly ball for Juan Rivera. He's there, and John, through 6, has allowed just 1. Angels lead by 4. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Throw strikes, catch the ball, and hit home runs. That's been the theme of the night for John Lackey, Sean Figgins, and Bobby Abreu. Halos lead at 5-1. And here we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Kadri Morales will lead things off. Fastball just does catch the outside corner. 1-1 the count to Kendry. He's been really good at home this year, hitting .317, and you see playing in his 200th career game in the major leagues after defecting from Cuba. It took him 9 tries to get to the States and play Major League Baseball. He had been arrested, had to spend time in jail, just trying to leave the island so he could play Major League Baseball. And the Angels were one of 6 teams that really vied for his honors, but they had developed a friendship with Kendry, and they eventually would sign him to like a 6-year deal.
You know, some guys defect the first time through. They don't have to deal with the backlash of getting caught in that country. And I'll tell you what, prison anywhere is not good, but especially Cuba.
Changeup swung on and missed, and he strikes out Morales. Second time he's gotten Kendry. It's time now for the Firestone leaderboard. It's got team batting averages. The Angels #1 in the American League, right at 278, and Baltimore comes in hitting 274. That's 4th best in the AL. Meiser as tourist started the trouble for Jeremy Guthrie last time up when he tripled high off the right field wall. Fouled off, and this guy really playing well, and right now he owns second base. Howie Kendrick last night went 4 for 5 in the minor leagues, hitting near 330 for Salt Lake, and he's a dynamic talent. But Meiser is helping the Angels win. They are 13-5 since he started at second base. And Kendrick was sent down. Nothing to do with Howie. The Angels all got hot at the same time, and well, believe me, all the Angels believe in Mr. Kendrick.
Yeah, you know, he's going to be back here. People know that. But right now, I'll tell you, you can't find a better fix-it man in the game than this guy. You put him in anywhere you put him, Sturris. Second, short, third, he can fill in and be outstanding defensively in any of those spots. But you put a bat in his hand, he's got a level stroke from both sides of the plate, and he's a dangerous hitter. That's right. All 5'8" of him, 170 pounds. He can rake.
I like what you called him, though, Mr. Fix-It. Whatever problem you have, just send him out there and he'll get it done. There's a base hit just in front of Adam Jones.
Ooh, let's check out Mighty Meiser as he ran his triple earlier. Jack in the box, outside the box, check him out and go. Mighty Meiser off liftoff. Now he sees it, he's watching it. We'll watch him turn it on once he hits first base. All right, now we're off to the races. Stay inside the bag, that's proper. Good footwork there as he comes in with a nice foot first slide. He's hit safe, and the Angels continue to feed off of that leadoff triple. They went on that inning and scored 4 big ones as Mighty Meiser, the igniter, happened.
I wasn't sure if you were calling a triple or a horse race.
You know, it's just fun to watch these guys play. Can't help it.
Man, you had it going around there at second base. And down the stretch they come.
Well, you saw it, how he kind of was watching it until he saw it off the wall, and then he kicked her in.
Fouled off. Mike Napoli, he has walked twice, and that also tells you he's seeing the ball well. Rex was talking about his recent spell of 16 for his last 38. And now he's put together a couple of walks and scored on that long home run by Bobby Abreu. Tight. 2 balls, 1 strike. Guthrie's now thrown 92 pitches. That's been one of his challenges this year. The right-hander throws a lot. Last start, he threw 5 innings and threw over 100 pitches.
About time for liftoff.
Runner goes. Pitch swung on and missed. Throw to second base. Not in time. Steal for Meiser's tourist, number 7 this year.
Boy, that's a nice release by Matt Wieters, the catcher. That's the first time I've seen him catch and throw. That was a sweet little transfer from glove to hand. Sturris, good lead, takes a peek back to see what the hitter did. Got in safely.
The 2-2. Napoli swings and misses and strikes out. That's 4 Ks for Guthrie. And stay local and play local with exciting Angels baseball this 4th of July. Come out to the Big A and cheer your Angels on to victory. Then sit back and watch a great patriotic fireworks show. Still available for this game are great tickets. Just use the password ANGELS at the Angel Stadium ticket window or angelsbaseball.com. And that's on Saturday. So we've got back-to-back nights of absolutely terrific fireworks show every Friday night, a home game. They've got a great show just beyond the left field wall. And we're going to have one on Saturday for the 4th of July celebration. We had a great Ty Beanie Baby giveaway tonight. There's a fly ball struck to deep center. Jones going back, still going back. He's there and makes the catch. And his Turris would have scored had the ball gone over his head, but that's the final out of the sixth. 5-1, Angels lead. Orioles. Halos lead at 5-1, trying to move up to 43 and 34 and go a full game up on Texas for first in the West. John Lackey goes to Reimold, who pops it up
Tester.
Right at home plate for Mike Napoli. He's there and makes the catch. 1 out.
Oh, but we got to pursue perfection by Lexus. Check it out here. Watch some of this action. This is not a season highlight tape. This is in game tonight. Ibar. Nice play on a speedy runner. Watch this. Watch the pick by Morales. Ooh, that was sweet there. And not to be outdone, Sean Biggins plants his feet on Adam Jones and throws a howitzer, a cannon over there. Lackey salutes. The Angels on top of their game here as Lexus pursuing perfection continues to roll. Which one's going to be the next one? Highlight tape to be made tonight.
Figgins and his tourist so far. Here's Luke Scott, 0 for 2 with a ground out and strikeout. Lackey, by the way, is looking for his first home win this year. Scott with a drive right center field, and we will see this one later.
Ooh, man.
Solo shot by Scott, making it a 5-2 ball game.
Oh my, that ball is touched. We talked about his strength. That was no doubt.
Pretty good arm out there in center field. One of the fans threw that one back all the way to second base.
Look at this. Look at him lean back. He leaned back on that one. Ooh, man. I'll tell you, he squared that one up. And there's the strength we were talking about in his first at-bat. And he comes through with a solo home run in his third, AB.
We're in the 7th inning. John has now thrown 93 pitches. Lackey, big, strong guy. We've seen him throw 120 in the past. He's thrown as many as 114 this year. And a good breaking ball that swung on and missed by Wigginton.
How about the Seattle Mariners? Man, they gave CC Sabathia his 5th loss. They won 8-4. Russell Branyan hit his 20th. Seattle, I'll tell you, Don Wakamatsu's doing a heck of a job with that team that lost 101 games last year. He's infused some nice positive reinforcement. He's changed that whole organization around him and Jack Sorenzik. They deserve a lot of credit so far.
Fastball misses low. The count moves to 3-1. And people were talking about the lack of greatness in the American League West, and yet 3 of the 4 teams have records over 500. The Angels at 42-34, the Rangers at 42-35, and Seattle now 40-38. There's a chopper. That'll be a foul ball. So the count is full on Lakia to Wigington. Matt Wieters waiting on deck.
If you look at Texas Rangers and their record against the Western Division, 15-4 the Rangers are against the American League West. Pretty good mark. Angels are 10-14. Seattle's 13-14, and Oakland's 8-14.
Check out Texas versus the National League and the Angels versus the National League.
Well, they were 9-9 in interleague, and the Angels were 14-4. Best mark in baseball.
And that was the big swing. And here's a drive to center field, and Hunter's there, and he makes the catch for out number 2.
He barreled that one up. It stayed up. It was hit so hard. It's a routine play for Hunter.
Next pitch will be John's 100th of the ball game. He had a 31 pitch fifth. That was the one that really troubled him, where he walked a batter. He wound up striking out 3 in the inning, and he struck out 7 tonight. The pitch. Side with the curveball to Matt Wieters. Wieters' first major league hit was a triple. First home run was off Tim Redding. And he lines this one towards left field. It stays up for Juan Rivera, and after the home run, took 2 outs. John Lackey heads to the bottom of the 7th with a 5-2 lead, and Bobby Abreu's coming up. Angels with a 5-2 lead over Baltimore. Taylor's trying to win their 43rd of the year. Take a full game lead in the American League West over Idle, Texas. The Rangers will host Tampa Bay tomorrow, and that's Scott Kazmir going for the Rays against Tommy Hunter, the rookie, for the Rangers. Here's the pitch in there, strike 1 to Sean Figgins. Guthrie has thrown 97 pitches, 63 strikes, 34 have missed. Breaking ball misses low and inside. One bad inning for Jeremy Guthrie. That was the 5th when he gave up 4 runs, and Bobby Abreu, who's waiting on deck, hit a 3-run home run to really give the Angels a big edge. It's an off-speed pitch, stays upstairs, 2-1. He has not yet thrown a fastball to Sean Figgins.
Outfield pretty shallow, especially in left and center.
Man, that's a good pitch. Chris Ray is warming up in the Baltimore pen, the right-hander. Used to be their closer, then had some injury problems. Here's a pitch. He threw him his first fastball in this at-bat, and it was lined to left field for a base hit. Well, Bobby Abreu's already had a game. How about another against Jeremy Guthrie?
All right, that was a ball hanging now. That was a ball that should have been hit out, but this one here was way inside. He pulled his hands in, just used his hands and barreled it up. Front row shot, second now. We'll see what happens in this at bat, but one other Halo has hit the 3-run home run game. That's Torrey Hunter this year.
No Angel teammates have ever had 3 homer games in the same season. Hunter, we told you, had his in the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th against San Diego. And the ball gets away, and there goes Figgins to second base safely. Well, now he might think about walking Bobby.
All right, now Figgy, he attracts a lot of attention, no question. Guthrie with a good quick move over there, but the throw was definitely off the mark. But he wants to try to get a ball to control to the right side to get him over. Guthrie, he can't be in too good a mood about the guy taking him deep a couple times. So we're going to stay away from him.
Abreu has never had a 3-homer game, but he does have 14 multi-homer games of all 2-homer nights. Upstairs with the off speed, and he has a 2-0 count. And Bobby very disciplined. And it looks like Guthrie trying to work around it. But sometimes when you try and work around a batter, you get hurt. You saw that last night, Blaylock beating the Angels. There's a ground ball that'll get Figgins to third base. Bobby is out, and he does the job. And you'll see when he goes back to that dugout how many Angels are at the entrance to the dugout giving him high fives and a job well done.
Well, obviously, the way the Orioles came back on the Red Sox, a first place team in the East, no lead is going to be safe against these guys. So the Angels, they'll try to manufacture the best they can to keep the pressure on.
That is team baseball right there. Give yourself up, help out the team. Now Hunter with the infield in. Fastball in there. Wow, that's a low strike, and Torrey did not like the call by home plate umpire Bill Hahn. Hunter grounded into a double play, grounded out to short, single to left. They're coming home. And Figgins caught in a rundown. Wieters dropped the baseball. Now he runs back, and they will tag out Sean.
Man, if Figgy would have kept coming, he'd have been safe because Wieters couldn't find the handle on it, but that contact play is not working here. Hunter tops the ball to Wigginton, the third baseman, and Figgins is out. Now he stopped, but he had no idea that Wieters was going to drop the ball. But when you're coming home off a guy 6'5", 230 pounds, you're going to think twice about crashing into him. So I'm sure that roadblock detoured Figgy a little bit.
So now it's up to Big Daddy maybe to gap one and get Hunter home. Throwing over, the Angels may run Hunter here. The Angels do have one stolen base. That was Meiser's tourist back in the 6th inning.
But he may
79th
not.
this year.
Yeah, he may not. He might want to see if Vladdy can air one out.
Well, he lines it down the left field line into the corner, foul.
I wouldn't expect to see him run because if Torrey gets thrown out, then Vladdy's leading off the next inning. You really want a guy with a little more speed leading off. But, you know, stranger things have happened. So he's an aggressive manager. Things can happen. But we'll see. Vladdy, he needs to get on track. It's been over a week since he hit his last homer.
Yeah, I was just thinking 2 outs, outfield deeper, making it difficult for a double to score Torrey. This time, Guthrie got in his kitchen. This likely will be the last inning for Jeremy Guthrie. He's thrown 107 pitches. He's gotten Guerrero 3 times and has him down in this count 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Angels with a run in the 4th and 4 in the 5th. Orioles with 1 in the 5th and 1 in the 7th. Ooh, he got away with a high one, and Vlad could not stay on top of it, fouling it straight back.
Okay, there's not a ball ever been pitched that Vladdy didn't like. free swinger deluxe. After that high pitch, he'll probably come with a breaker. And he fouled it off.
Well, how many inches was that off the dirt?
It's right on the dirt.
How do you hit that? I mean, it bounced before it got to him. First of all, why are you swinging? They throw it again. Oh, man, that is in there. He dropped down sidearm and strikes out Guerrero, surprising number 27. Five to 2, Angels have the lead, and fans, Big Bank Fridays feature exciting Angels baseball, followed by a great fireworks show, and it takes place tomorrow night. Tickets for this game are still available for $7 in select view level seating areas, or $12 in the right and left field pavilions when using the password USA at angelsbaseball.com or the Angel Stadium ticket window. Again, that password is USA. You can't get a better deal on the weekend. $7 tickets, $12 tickets. Come out to the Big A. John Lackey going to Oscar Salazar, who will pinch hit for Robert Andino. Salazar had a big hit in their incredible 11-10 comeback against Boston on Tuesday.
Salazar, he's been their golden guy off the bench. He's 4 for 8 for Dave Tremblay off the bench with 1 pinch hit homer and 3 ribbies. Well, this young man's making the best of his opportunities. That's a nice season for a lot of guys, but he's having a really good first half off the bench.
Good breaking ball thrown by Lackey. He's now thrown 104 pitches, and we thought Mike might bring back John. He has now gone 7 innings, 8 innings, 7 innings, and now 7 innings in his last 4 starts.
Well, he really turned it on once he got that big lead after the 4-run 5th inning by the Halos. They supported him, and he went out there and says, all right, let's finish it off.
Man, that's a call John wanted.
Pretty good pitch.
Great pitch, and I thought it was a strike.
Well, just tell me where it missed. Let's split the dish in half.
The count 2-2. Comes back with a fastball, and that's roped to center. Hunter back. He's there and makes the catch.
Good John, so he went ahead and repeated the same pitch. Kid Salazar, he laid on it, but Torrey Hunter, another nice running play on defense. This is a great start for the homestand here, the long homestand the Angels are going to have in this month of July, by the way they've been playing so far.
Still have 5 outs to go. Now top of the order, Brian Roberts. Crowd of 39,180 here tonight. Roberts 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts against Lackey. Now 7 for 27 in his career against a right-hander out of Abilene. Brian now 31 years old in his 8th big league season out of Durham, North Carolina. Curveball hit in the air left side. Juan Rivera giving chase. No, that's in the seats. And you know, that Durham area, that's where they love the Tar Heels. And his dad was the baseball coach for 24 years. And even though Brian was a star, the school fired his dad. So Brian said, well, I'm out of here too. And he transferred to South Carolina.
Ooh. Rivals.
1-1 pitch, swung on, grounder right back to John, a lob to first base, with 2 outs in the 8th inning.
Tell you what, Big John Lackey, this is exactly what Mike Soch is expecting out of their guy. He's a big, tough Texan, tough, strong, executing his pitches, just like in his start before in Arizona, punching out 6. But he punched out 9 in Arizona, but here's 6. Straight fastball there when he needed one. Good breaking balls out of the zone, just like we talked about in our pregame show. Big John, he looks good.
7 2/3 innings, 4 hits allowed, 2 runs. 1 came in the 5th, 1 came in the 7th. He gets strike 1 to Adam Jones, who is 0 for 3 with a strikeout.
How about that? That graphic there. 1 more punch out, and he has the all-time Angels record.
Well, no, he'll tie Mark Langston for 5th.
Oh, he's got Langley coming.
Yeah. Well, you know who's got number 1.
Well, yeah, I was thinking, I just misread that, but you know, Langley had a nice career here with the Angels, and he's approaching Mark Langston.
The count 0-2. Fastball barely misses outside. John was getting that corner earlier, and so was Jeremy Guthrie, but a little tighter zone now by Bill Hahn. Outstanding umpire. So he comes back with a curve. No, fastball inner half. Misses. Count 2-2, so he went breaking balls early. Now 2 fastballs, 1 outside, 1 inside. Ground ball 3rd. Figgins has it. His throw gets him, and John Lackey goes 8 tonight. What a job by the big guy. We'll be right back. As Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the 2009 Major League Baseball All-Star Game with President Obama throwing out the first pitch during the Pepsi All-Star pregame show. Coverage begins Tuesday, July 14th, live from St. Louis at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific, only on Fox. John Lackey, look at that night. 1 walk, 7 punch-outs, 8 strong innings. That'll allow the bullpen to rest.
That's right. And also he gives love to Napoli because those 2 guys were working hand in hand tonight. Great job.
New pitcher for Baltimore is Chris Ray. The Angels will have Juan Rivera, Henry Morales, and Meiser is Turris. He's got a good fastball, and you saw that slider at 84, 6'3", 225. From Hanover, Virginia, went to William and Mary.
No, he's got a good arm. He's a mid-90s thrower.
Ron fouls it off.
His fastball will bore in on righties. Shows some good hard tailing action, a little bit of life through the zone. His slider's a pretty good one. He'll use that to get right-handers out, but he's got a split finger that he'll show once in a while. It's more of a two-strike pitch. He'll bounce a few.
When he came up, he was their closer, and an excellent one. He was getting 30 saves a season and had an explosive fastball that reached 96, 97 miles an hour, but had some injuries. Now in more of a setup role, middle relief role, the 2-1.
But once this guy gets back on track again and doesn't leave too many fastballs out over the plate, he's going to get his form back. He's deceptive. He throws from a three-quarter slot. He's a power pitcher using mostly fastball, slider, and an occasional split, but they're going to be patient with him. He's nasty. He's got a lot of deception too. You see the arms and legs coming at you. And, he's kind of a slinger type of guy. He throws hard.
He's tougher on the righties than he has been the lefties. Lefties hitting .512 against him. Right-handers just .250. And there's a bouncer up the middle, and that will reach center field. So Rivera has his second hit of the night. Hey fans, there's a great ticket special for the July 6th through the 8th games as the Angels host division rival Texas, courtesy of ESPN Zone in downtown Disney. Tickets are now available for just $7 in select view level seats and $12 in the right and left field pavilions. Use the password RIVALS at the Angels Stadium ticket window or angelsbaseball.com to purchase your tickets today. Rangers in town, and remember fans, we're encouraging you to wear red for that big series. It's the first time Texas will come to the Big A this year. Kind of crazy that they're coming here so late in July. Because you face them 19 times and you expect to see them in April or May. Ground ball, base hit, and Morales has his first hit of the game.
Yeah, he wasn't wasting any time looking for a first ball fastball, and he got it down low. Hit it the way it was pitched.
2 on, nobody out.
Defensively, Wigington moved over to shortstop as Salazar went to third base.
It's interesting with the damage that lefties are doing against Chris Ray. I told you 5-12, and it's not like he has like 10 at bats. No, Chris Ray has 43, now 44 at bats against left-handers, and lefties are 23 for 44 against him. Do you think Mike Scioscia will sacrifice Meiser?
No. As hot as he's been swinging.
And like I said, the lefty matchup, because he's like 250 points better against right-handers than there's a righty Napoli on deck.
Now, Storis is swinging the bat, and he hit a hard ball in his first debut. Didn't have any show for it. Then he went for the triple and another single.
Hit sharply to the first baseman. They've got one and they've got two. We talked about the sacrifice. Instead, it is a 3-6-3 double play.
It was a little bit closer game. Storis is a good bunter, and he would have bunted. There's still a run out there for Napoli to try to pick up here as Napoli's walked twice and struck out. How about the Phillies? They got beat by Atlanta 5-2, and our former Angels, Kochman and G.A. went deep. Kochman's third and Garrett Anderson's fifth.
Ray kind of slings this one in, dropped down his arm angle a little bit, got it in on Mike Napoli, and all he can do is foul it off. Angels have lefty Oliver and lefty Fuentes. I would imagine Brian would come in if it's a current 5-2 situation, and Oliver, if the Angels score a run and are up 4, it might be Oliver. Didn't miss by much. Ray pitched his scoreless 9th inning on Monday versus Boston after allowing 6 earned runs on 8 hits in his previous 2 appearances. There's a line smash to left field, and that ball is caught for the final out. Nolan Reimold takes a base hit and a run away from the Angels.
Ooh, man, that's a tough one. Sinker right in front of him. That's a beauty.
Four-game series, and this Tuesday the Angels have the Texas Rangers in town. All fans in attendance will receive a free Angels military-style hat courtesy of Walt Disney's G-Force. This green hat has a distressed bill with Angels Club lettering across the front. Log on to angelsbaseball.com to purchase your tickets today. You can wear that cool hat, and you know what goes well with it? Red. The Angels want their fans to wear red, and they always do, but even more red on this occasion.
That's a beautiful hat. I like that distressed look.
Brian Fuentes comes out of the bullpen. Brian leading the major leagues in saves with 22 and 25 opportunities. Big strong guy. The Central San Joaquin Valley. Facing the lefty Markakis. First pitch swinging, pops it up left side. Juan Rivera. 1 out.
Fuentes, he'll take that. He's going to go about 90-91. A little bit awkward to pick up. He's got some deception in delivery. A big frisbee type curveball and a changeup he'll use, but he's very effective when he's getting in there. Strike one.
The Angels lead it 5-2, and they did the damage in the fourth and fifth inning. A home run by Bobby Abreu, and then they scored another on a single by Sean Figgis in the fifth, and Bobby Abreu then laced a 3-run home run. 14th multi-home run game. Another lefty in Aubrey Huff.
Haven't heard anything about Fuentes in the All-Star team. But think about this. You got Papelbon. You got all these other closers you know that you could go to in the American League, but how about a left-hander to come in for a certain situation?
And he's really tough against the lefties.
He's worthy.
He's tied with Heath Bell for the most saves in Major League Baseball with 22, and has a 1-save edge on Jonathan Papelbon. Excuse me, Joe Nathan of Minnesota, 22 over 21. Papelbon has 20. There's that slider, a backdoor slider on the inside corner.
His first month he couldn't get that pitch over. But see, he didn't have much of a spring training. Got off to a rocky start, blew a few saves, and a little bit of sore back. There was some people going, oh, is he our closer? But it just took him a little while to see what this guy was all about.
It's back up the middle, a base hit by Huff. So 1 on with 1 out. Huff is on for the first time. Lackey, just brilliant ball game. 8 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Now Brian trying to save it for him. Got some power coming up now in Nolan Reimold and Luke Scott. Brian wants to keep it down. to get a game-ending double play. 0-1. If the Angels win, they'll push the lead in the American League West to a full game over Texas is off tonight. Seattle beat the Yankees, so they'll still lead by 3.5 over Seattle. Chopper. That will go right to Eric Ibar. He will get Reimold at first base. Moving to second base is Aubrey Huff, but 2 outs now in the 9th inning.
You know, last night's loss, certainly the Angels had a chance to win that. But you know, there was one thing that was made as far as a statement, that it was they could get to their closer, Frank Francisco. Okay, that's something that Frank will remember, and the Angels will remember. Hey, look, we got him once before. We can get him again. So this wasn't all lost.
And Texas comes here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We've got a great homestand for you with Baltimore in for 4. Then the Rangers, the Angels' chief competition in the West, in for a 3-game series. Then the Yankees. That ball struck well center field. Torrey Hunter there. Makes the catch. Game over. Light up the halo. The Angels knock off the Orioles 5-2. Bobby Abreu with his 14th multi-home run game.
What a well-played game by the Angels all around. Great defense, solid pitching, timely hitting. Man, this is one you want to remember. Nice quick ball game. Yeah, it's a beauty.
And Brian